right, thanks so much for joining. So now I'm going to show you how you can create a little bit more of a formal certificate of appreciation rather than the certificate of achievement that I created for the sports team. We use this to thank our vendors for donating to our school for various events. So I do have a number of other videos on my channel in terms of creating a certificate of achievement, Santa tags, candy wrapper labels. Please feel free to watch any and all of my videos, subscribe to my channel, and or like this video if you did find it useful. All right, so to create this, the very first thing we're going to want to do is go to File, New, Blank Document. We want to go to Page Layout, and we want to go to Orientation and Landscape, and we want to change our margins to narrow, and this just gives us a little bit more real estate to work with. Very next thing we're going to want to do is go up to a browser, and I like Google. If you want to use Bing or Yahoo or any other search engine, feel free, and type in certificate border, and then you can click on images, and there's a myriad of borders that you can use here, and the one that I went ahead and downloaded and used is right here, so we can go ahead and click on that. And then if we right click, we can do Save Picture As, Certificate Border Template for Word, and that's what we want, and we went ahead and save that. So now we want to go to Document 5 or our new document, and we want to click on Insert Picture, and we want to insert our border that we just downloaded. So from here, if you try to move this around, you can't. So what you want to do is either click in here for layout options and click in front of text, or you can right click and do wrap text in front of text. And now we can very easily move this picture around. I went to the dollar store and purchased certificate frames for $1, if you can believe it. And I measured the inside of the frame, so I know that I want the end of the border to fit in a 7.75 by 10.25, and that is going to fit pretty perfectly in the frame that I purchased. So what I want to do is just make this slightly smaller, and I can see up here the exact dimensions. So I can go ahead and see this is 7.75 by 10.24 should fit fine. It's just 1 pixel off, okay? And again, you can see that by clicking on Format and the width and height of the shape, okay? So now you want to go ahead and click that till you see that little green X, and you know that's centered in the middle of the paper, okay? Next thing I want to point out is our school colors are blue and white, so we want to change the border. Instead of the green, we want to make it blue. So we want to go ahead and click on Format, we want to click on Color, and we want to click on this blue, or we could click on this blue, okay? Now we have our blue border. Okay, now we want to write in our certificate of appreciation. So we are going to insert a text box, and we're going to draw a text box, okay? And we obviously don't want this sort of white text box to be in here, so we want to click on Format. We want to do a shape fill of no fill and a shape outline of no outline. You can click on no outline and the shape fill of no fill, okay? So from here we want to type in certificate of appreciation, and we can go ahead and highlight that, click on home, center that, and we want to right click and actually spell appreciation correctly. Highlight that, and we want to put in our certificate font. Now if you do not have a certificate font on your laptop or your computer, please download and install the certificate font. It's free. There's a myriad of font sites out there that have that. If you don't know how to do that, I have a video on Fonts, and More Fonts on downloading and installing and searching for fonts. So again, this is the certificate font. And then from here, we want to click on Format, and we want to click on Text Effects, and we want to transform, and we want to arch up, okay? And that looks about right based on the text box. You can play with the text box in terms of the arches by this holding onto this pink square in the middle, or you can make this bigger or smaller via sort of the text box, but this is pretty perfect for what we want. Okay, next thing we want to do is insert another text box, and we want to draw that right there. We want to center that. And we are going to format this and do a shape fill of no fill and a shape outline of no outline. And we want to write, this certificate is presented to colon, and we want to spell presented right. And we want to go to home, and we want to center that. And then we can just do a new line, and we want to write Jet City Pizza. It was fantastic to work with. And we want to use the Casteller font. And this is size 48. And we can make this bigger so it fits on one line. Center that, and then we can just do a couple inserts there. And we want to make this an 18-point font. Okay. And then finally, we can use this same text box, and we want to make this a 24-point font. And we are going to use California FB, and we're going to write in appreciation for participating in Eastgate Elementary's 2016 Family Fun Night and Carnival. All right, clearly we have a lot of spelling. Elementary's Family Fun Night. There we go. And we can make that bigger. There we go. So it fits on two lines, and we can once again center that. Okay. And we do want to highlight this text, and we want to make that italicized. There we go. All right. Now finally, if we go back here, all we need to do is the presented by Eastgate Elementary and then our two logos. So from here we can go ahead and do an insert text box, draw a text box, and we could write presented by colon, and again we want to make this California FB, italicize, and this is an 18-point font. And we want to take this text box, obviously, do that format, and do a shape fill of no fill and a shape outline of no outline. And again, that was pre-selected because that was my last, but you do shape fill of no fill and a shape outline of no outline. And then from here, we can just do the underscore to get that line. Alternatively, we could have absolutely did an insert shape and insert a line, but the underline is just as easy. And again, the underline is holding down the shift key and pressing the underline next to the 0. From here, we can right click and do a copy, do a couple spaces, right click and do a paste. And then from here, we can just add some spaces. And then we can do a paren, Eastgate Elementary's PTA Carnival Chair, and Eastgate Elementary's Carnival Chair. And we want to highlight this, and we want to go to home, and we want to make this a 14-point font, and that is italicized. And we can center that a little bit more by pressing some spaces, and we want to highlight this, and we can right click and say copy, and we can do once again a paste and just use some spaces. And we can just move all this down. All right, finally, all we need to do is put in our Jet City Pizza and or Eastgate Elementary. So we can go back here and write in Jet City Pizza and we can click on images, and we can click on here, and we can right click and do a save picture as. Logo, we'll change this to 3 just so we know. And then we can go ahead and type in Eastgate Element PTA, and we can click on images, and we can right click and do save picture as, and we could type in Eastgate logo. Okay. Now we can go back to our certificate, and we can do we want to click outside to be sure nothing is selected, because if we have a shape or a image selected and we do an insert while that shape or image is selected, a lot of times it will insert on top of the shape, so it will delete the current shape and insert the new shape. So we want to do an insert picture, and let's do our Eastgate logo. And what we want to do is go to layout options and do in front of text. And the reason why that was there was because it was being put behind that image. So again, we want to say in front of text, okay? And then we want to do an insert picture. And let's do our Jet City Pizza logo 3. And once again, we want to click in front of text. And then from here, we can make this smaller just by dragging and dropping. And we want to make that sort of aligned there. And that's it. That's how you can very easily create this more formal certificate of appreciation using nothing but Microsoft Word and a browser. If you did like this video or find it useful, please like this video. And again, I do have a number of other videos on YouTube. Feel free to watch them. Again, and I add a new video a week. I also monitor the chat logs. So please feel free to post questions or suggestions. Thanks so much.